So today I'm going to try to fix the borders of Utah and Colorado because they're really messed up. Here's what Colorado looks like. Alpine peaks, lush valleys, things like that. Now here's what Utah looks like. Beautiful desert monuments. Here's a lot of places where the Wild West films were done, sweeping canyons, the Great Salt Lake. But unfortunately, in each state, there is some desert in Colorado and some alpine peaks in Utah, which clearly it wasn't meant to be that way. So today we're going to fix it. So here is a map of Utah and Colorado, their current borders. But I think that it would be better if we undid this and then, made our own layer. We'll start with Colorado first. Start drawing it. So we're going to try to include all of the Alpine, parts of the state. So here we go down by Trinidad. So over here in this area, I don't know if you can see my mouse, right? In this area, it's mostly desert / prairie and flat, especially over here by the edges of Nebraska and Kansas. But in this area, you get some hills, but it's still kind of a little bit deserty like because of the rain shadow from the Front Range Mountains, which are right here in Colorado. So let's fix these borders so that we can move on with life and make sure that everybody in both states have exactly what they thought they were supposed to have when they moved there. So we'll start here. Oops, we'll start here and go on up, kind of, we'll include Colorado Springs. This area right here is like Black Forest. I don't know if you know where any of that is. Most of Denver will include, although out here, like this area where my mouse is at, the airport is still pretty flat and deserty like. Not really alpiney there, but we'll include it. And then we get to the border there. Then it comes across to here. And it dips down like that. Sorry for the cats in the background. And then it's going to come across to here. And then it's going to come down like so. Craig becomes part of Utah. Yep, sorry. And kind of come up like this. There you go. We'll keep Ashley National Forest as part of Colorado. Go away, cat. Oh. Sorry about that. And then we'll come up here by Bear Lake. I'm going to go across. We're not keeping everything green. We're only keeping the peaks and lush valleys, the alpine peaks and lush valleys. If you're semi-green but kind of flat, you're not really Colorado. You're really not even a 14er. But we'll make it work. This is a little bit complicated spot. I guess we'll just go like that. Even though it probably should have went in like that. Yeah, there we go. That works actually. And then down, up like this. There we go. Beaver. I've never heard of Parowan or Cedar City. Let it come down like this. Yep. Keeping it real for the Coloradans and the Utahns. I don't actually know what you would call each person from those states. But this way, with these borders, they're much fairer. When you think of Colorado, you think of mountains and grand vistas and lush green valleys. Now, that's exactly what you're going to get. When you think of Utah, Utah is beautiful, by the way. I absolutely love it there. I've been there several times. Salt Lake City, been down to Provo, been to St. George. Absolutely love it. Now, when you go, you're going to get what, you thought you were going to get. No more tricks. There we go. Uncompahgre National Forest. I butchered that name. I'm sorry, Colorado people. My mistake. So as you can see, we can't get all green areas because it's not contiguous, but doing the best I can. Durango, I've been there. It really does belong. It's right on the border. There's parts of it that are Alpine-y like, and there are parts that are not. So it kind of, it's a hard one. Come up like this. Now, I've been through this area, and it's beautiful up there. But it's a mix. It goes back and forth between mountains and wonderful vistas and not. Gunnison's really cool. I've been there. We're going to keep that in Colorado. Let's see. Now, some of these up where I'm at right now, they're still high up in elevation. We're not talking like, a valley floor per se. Or, well, it's a valley floor, but it's still pretty high up in elevation. But it really is more desert-like, so it doesn't really count. There we go. I know you might be thinking, oh, but what about that right there? I've been there. It is kind of alpine-y. In all fairness, it really is, but it's not quite like up here in Pikes Peak area right there, or Rocky Mountain National Forest up here, and Idaho Springs, and all these other vales. It's not really the same thing. All right, so now let's draw Utah. So they're going to have a bit of they're going to have what looks like 2 exclaves, I think. All right, so we'll start here. We'll just come all the way across to their current borders, and all the way up. There we go. Then over to there, and then we'll just bring the border down. There we go. I'm not a professional computer artist like this, so excuse the amateur kind of tracing here. I apologize for that. This little nook's gonna be a bit hard, but I think once you get once this is published for the state, and inhabitants there get to know it, they'll realize what it is. So down here, by Four Corners. Have you ever been to Four Corners? It's where Utah, Arizona, Colorado, Nevada meet. It's the only place in the country where 4 states meet together. And I've been there, and I gotta tell you, it's a lie. It's operated by the Navajo Indian Reservation, which is just fine. The reason it's a lie is there was a geography mistake. It's actually about a quarter to a half a mile away. But once the road was put in, it was too much I guess, too much money to change the infrastructure, so they just left it there. So when you go to Four Corners these days, you're really just in Arizona. Sorry, you're not quite in Four Corners. If you want to leave on foot and head northwest about a just over a quarter of a mile, though, then you will be in Four Corners, and you can legitimately say it. Well, we went there. We did not make that hike, so I have not truly been to Four Corners. I might have misspoke earlier, but next time I go, I do intend to make that little trek on foot so that I can legitimize my trip. But you know, Durango is really cool. I want to tell you about Durango though. One time, I was in Durango, and we were sitting at a Starbucks. I know, Starbucks. I'm sorry. And across the street was this chocolate shop. It said Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory. I thought, oh, wow, let's get chocolate from the Rocky Mountains. How authentic would that be? We went in there and bought just way too much chocolate, thinking, well, we don't live here, so this will be the last time we'll be able to get it for quite a while. So let's go ahead and pile up. And I bought a lot. I mean, way too much. And it was good. I got to admit, it was good. It was, for the value of what you get, it's really good. Not quite as value as like C's candy, but it's up there. It's good. And eventually, though, about a year later, we were down in Florida, and oddly enough, I was at another Starbucks, and sure enough, there was another Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory, and that's when I realized I got hoodwinked. Man, oh man. All right, so Utah here is going to have an exclave or enclave, or I get those backwards all the time. Sorry about that. So it's not quite contiguous, but it's still theirs. Maybe we can fix that here in a minute. We can go up and create a little strip for them to get in. That way it's contiguous. It really sucks not being contiguous. Like, there's these oxbow oddities along the Mississippi River where parts of Illinois, Tennessee, Kentucky borders got changed as the Mississippi River changed, and so now there are parts that one state can't actually administer without going through the jurisdiction of another state first. It's kind of interesting, but yeah. So there's two exclaves here. Okay. So I think what we'll do though is we'll just take a little bit of land from Idaho, I guess. Is that okay, Idahoans? And then we'll do the same thing down here. That way they can get to their own side. Oh, well, yeah, okay. There you go. I think that's a mighty fine set of borders. Let's label these now correctly. Okay. Let's see. So this is going to be Utah. Let's see here. I guess that could be a little bit bigger, huh? There we go. It's Utah. I think this part's Utah also. There we go. And then we do Colorado. There we go. Another part of it right there. This would be Salt Lake City, Colorado. That one's going to have to be a little bit smaller in order to fit in there better. There we go. Boom. The new Utah, Colorado. A more perfect border. I'll bet you everyone in Utah and Colorado will love this. Absolutely love it. It's completely fair. It represents the travel guides and the tourism promotions that they put out about each state. You know, the Colorado people put out about Colorado, with the Utah people, the Beehive State put out about Utah. Now it matches. Now everyone's telling the truth. No more false advertising. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video of me correcting the borders. Let me know what you think. Where should have I maybe adjusted it differently? Thanks. Oh, if you would, please like and subscribe while I try to build this channel. Have a good day.